Hello, I'm Brooke Jackman, a freshman at elementary and special education major at Alma College, and I'm going to talk about assessments related to special education. The first of these assessments is criterion reference tests, which are tests such as standardized testing, and the results of these tests are compared to certain standard and predetermined criteria based on the student's grade level and previous performance. These tests are also often given out multiple times throughout the year to update the results, and these can be given out as frequent as every few weeks or every couple months that the student is in school. The second of these assessments is formative assessments. These are a type of diagnostic assessment that can be given in formal and informal situations to assess the growth and progress of a student's learning. A plan is then put in place to keep the progression of the child's growth. A few examples of these assessments are parent-teacher conferences, homework assignments, and checklists. Next is a summative assessment. These are another form of diagnostic assessment to determine the improvement that a student may show in their learning abilities. These are usually given out once every school year to create a summary of the student's learning. A few examples include written tests, portfolios, and final presentations. Triangulation is a way to explain why teachers use different forms of assessments throughout their classrooms. Each student learns and grows in different ways, and we as teachers need to use different forms of tests and assessments to get balanced results from each of the students. The Brigance test is another common way to assess the development of students. An example of the Brigance is the reading comprehension portion. In order to give this test to a student, there are a few steps involved. At the beginning of the school year, the student reads the first of the two passages for each grade level. At the end of each reading, as a teacher, you ask the students the corresponding questions to test their understanding of what they have just read. You then rate the performance and decide whether or not they were successful in comprehending the material for that grade level. If so, they can move on to the next grade level. At the end of each school year, you repeat this process and have the student read the second passage for each grade level and determine if there is any improvement to this child's reading skills. To teach reading to students, it's important to recognize the different behaviors of each student and the severity of their reading disabilities. As a teacher, you also have to be able to determine the difference between a reading disability and a learning disability. Each requires a different action to be taken in teaching the student. Be sure to assess the student at their current reading level rather than their current grade level, as these two levels may be significantly different. And beyond that, you need to make a specific plan to the individual to help the student to grow in his or her reading skills. An example of this individualized lesson is to have a student read to you, as I have done in this short clip. Pick a passage that is at the reading level of the student and help them push through. If they have any problems with words or understanding the content of the article, help them to understand and pronounce words correctly.
Packed with thousands of other fans in an auditorium, you wait for the stars to arrive out on stage. It's pretty warm in your Chewbacca costume, but you guess it's even warmer inside the armored helmet that guy two rows down is wearing. Oh my God. Who's he supposed to be again? You turn your head to see better, but suddenly the crowd is on its feet, cheering. You jump up just in time to see Robert Downey Jr., the actor who played Iron Man in several movies, walk out on stage. He's grinning and tossing roses to the people in the front row. The Avengers panel has begun.
Throughout this lesson and through the assessments that I have learned and realized the importance of individualized teaching. Not every student is the same, and not every student can be taught in the same way, but every student can learn.